Hi everyone. Tomorrow I'm participating in a 10K race in Scottsdale, and yesterday on my walk my toenails were killing me because I've neglected myself for so long. So you've all been asking for another self pedicure, so I'm going to show you how to do that today on my trashed toenails. So just like all of you, I've been neglecting myself, and I always show a before and after of everybody's toenails, so why should I be any different? I'm slightly embarrassed, but I've been extremely focused on other things to improve our business. And I think you're all gonna like that. So that's what my toenails look like. I probably haven't given myself a pedicure in like 3 or 4 months. My calluses aren't that terrible. My heels, bad. When I was on my walk yesterday, this third toe in both of my on both of my feet was killing me in my shoes, and because it's too long and it was pressing on the end of my shoe. So I've experienced firsthand how having toenails that are too long can cause more damage. This is the foot I get this. It's called a push and it's callus. I'm not going to take too much off because tomorrow I'll be walking a little over 6 miles. If you don't have a foot bath, you can use anything you have at home. A big pan for basting a turkey and any other kinds of a dish rack dish, anything big that'll hold water to put your feet in. So today I'm using mango papaya foot soak. I'm in my studio, and hopefully, like all of you, I keep all of my personal tools that I use on myself organized so they're right where I need them when I want them. Acetone, callus remover, any buffer blocks, a file. You don't need to watch me pull all this crap out. I decided that that foot bath noise was too annoying, so I turned that off. So I'm going to do all of the same steps that I do to clients to myself today. So the first thing is I'm going to dry my foot off a little bit. I'm going to place a towel and put my heel right up here on the chair.
If you haven't tried the Meticulous Manicurist brand nail polish, I hope you do after you see today's video. The polish has been on my nails for 3 to 4 months. I'm using pure acetone to remove it. It stays on so well. I've actually trimmed my nails with the polish on. That's how well it stays on.
Next step is applying the callus remover to the applicator brush. I'm going to apply that to my heels, my callus. All right, wrap our foot so we don't get that callus over all over the place. I'm gonna try to keep my foot right above the bath so any toenail falls right in the bath. Cuticle remover. The cuticle remover is going to start dissolving any of that excess dry skin while we shorten the toenails. So we're only going to insert about half of the blade to the toenail and squeeze. Scoot, squeeze, squeeze. Smooth the edges, perfect the shape. I like to cut toenails in the shape of the attachment point. Little smiley faces, nice and rounded corners. That means there's no extra toenail to get stuff stuck underneath it. You don't want to leave toenail on the sides. That first round of cuticle remover is all soaking in. Do another drop. I have lots of skin. Look at that. Oh my gosh. My toes have never been this bad. I usually am much nicer to myself, but nice and easy. Keep the implement nice and parallel to the toe. Don't have it at a 45-degree angle. So nice and low. Slip it in the side. Slight pressure downward on the nail plate. No digging. Short, gentle, back and forth motions. And that skin just comes right off.
This week's most liked comment is from Jamie Ham. They say, I absolutely love how real you are. I don't really enjoy most other pedicure content because it's usually focused on aesthetics instead of health. Things like super long square toenails, cutting into the sidewall, removing all the living skin around the nail, or covering fungal infections with acrylic just don't sit right with me. You show what actually helps and heals. You teach how to keep feet and nails healthy for a lifetime. Plus, you give the most amazing advice and outlook on so many aspects of life. Thank you. Jamie, thank you so much. That means so much to me, especially after what happened today. I might tell you guys about that in a little bit. But my mission has always been to focus on real solutions that improve health and comfort, not just surface appearances. And I'm so glad that comes across and makes a difference for you. Thank you for your kind words and for being part of this community. It's people like you who keep me inspired every day.
And then our buffer block helps buff off any little bits of skin that we didn't get with the pusher. Buffs the nail plate and buffs the surrounding skin. gonna have to cross my leg to file my foot. I'm gonna rub the bottom of my foot with a towel to get off that callus remover. Sometimes you can't get all of it and you can scrape a little bit off. Has anyone else done a 10K or a 5K or a half marathon this year? This is my first organized event since we've moved to Arizona. But when we lived in Michigan, I did 3 half marathons and a couple 5Ks. This is actually my first 10K. All right, back in the water. Soak off all the rest of any excess skin. Next foot. Next, I'm going to do my nails. About 3 weeks ago, I did a fill on this hand, and then I was going to do the right hand the next week, and I never did. And now it's been 3 weeks, so I have to do my nails tonight too. This nail always cracks right here if I let it get too long, and this is the absolute longest it can get.
Nail care isn't about being perfect or having flawless looking feet. It's about giving real care that goes beyond aesthetics. What matters most is restoring your comfort, preventing problems, and keeping yourself moving without pain. A lot of pedicure content out there is all about appearances, but true transformation comes from focusing on your health. Because in the end, perfect polish does not change someone's life, but helping them walk confidently and feel real relief absolutely does.
Didn't even look like I had a toenail until I scraped all that skin off of it.
And speaking of perfection, I've postponed uploading this pedicure video for a while because the lighting messed with the video quality and I had to zoom in so you guys could see good, and it's not as perfectly crisp and clear as most of my other videos of me filming clients. I had to have the camera a little bit further away so my head could stick underneath there, but I thought it doesn't have to be perfect. You need to see the steps and you need to see how I actually do it. To seeing every single teeny little detail close up, it doesn't matter. So I decided I was going to post it anyway. And when you're going around your nails with a cuticle pusher, you're just getting off the majority of it because after the foot soaks, you can use the sidewall rasp to pull off anything else that is stuck, and when we use the buffer block, a lot of that's going to come off. So sometimes something looks like it's still on there, but you've actually pushed it and moved it off of the nail plate. It's just kind of sitting there or hanging on by a thread. But you'll see when I use the buffer block that most little teeny tiny pieces that still look like they're on the cuticle area, they all get buffed away anyway. And then when I put my foot back in the water, it gets rinsed off. And when I pull my foot out of the water, I'm going to dry it with a towel. So don't go for absolute perfection on your first pass because the skin's going to come off. Don't worry. Oh my gosh, how awkward does this look? It's really not the best. Like you hovering your foot in mid-air is not the best way to remove dead skin off of the bottom of your heel. You really should have your foot resting on your opposite leg so you can use your force in the best way possible, like this position here I should have had, but I could have switched the foot file to my left hand and tried to do it left-handed. Or no, was I? I was using my left hand. What am I talking about? That's why it looked so weird. Anyway, I should have been resting my leg on my other leg, so I could have been more effective. So here I'm using the nippers to trim off a calloused portion of that skin where my big toe will start to run into, and it's not uncomfortable or anything. I just want the nail to be able to move through the skin easier once it gets up to that portion, because I can get an extra week or so from giving myself a pedicure out of it if that skin isn't so thick. Just be careful not to go too deep. You don't want to make your skin vulnerable or red or feel like it's getting too close to the live skin because it won't feel good. And when you're cleaning with the ingrown sidewall cleaner, remember you're not pushing down into the skin, you're actually using a tool on the edge of the nail or the back side of the nail, lifting upwards to remove that skin. Don't push down and drag onto your nail groove or your nail wall. So I've done all of the steps. Now it's time to prep the nail plate for the nail polish. I'm going to clean the nail off with acetone to help any water that has penetrated into the nail plate evaporate. And we're going to get ready for polish. People often ask me how I never ruin my nail polish while I'm taking other people's nail polish off of their toes, and you have to hold the cotton in a particular way. And even though I don't have nail polish on my right hand today, I'm still holding the cotton between my fingers in the same way that I would normally. You can see that the cotton doesn't get anywhere close to my actual nail plate. I'm using the Meticulous Manicurist base coat. It's called All About That Base. Yes, it's important to use base coat on your toenails underneath your nail polish. Number one, it protects your nails from any nail polish pigment staining your nails. Your nails can turn yellow, especially if you're using formulas that contain formaldehyde, toluene, and other things. Remember, all Meticulous Manicurist colors are 9 free. They contain no carcinogenics. So it's very important that you use very nice nail polishes so they're safe for you.
You guys are probably getting a shadow too, huh? Like I can't see, I keep shadowing myself. Let's see if I can get a different position.
Sometimes it's hard to polish your own toenails. I'm hovering. I've been doing this for a long time. I'm pretty good at polishing my own toenails. It's not perfect. Yes, I get it on the tips of my toes. I don't care. It's gonna come off when I take a shower. But I could be balancing my pinky on one of my other toes while I'm doing this. That would give me a little bit more of a base. So if you're having an issue polishing your own toenails, and when I get to the actual color, I'll probably do that. We'll keep our eye out for that little maneuver.
And since the holidays are coming up, we're gonna do Girls Rule Ruby.
While you watch me polish, I'm going to tell you a little trick. When you insert your brush into the bottle and you pull it out, you wipe off the back side of the brush completely on the neck of the bottle, and then you wipe off the front side to take off as much as you can, and then you only pick up a teeny little bit that covers about a quarter of an inch of the tip of the brush from the inside of the neck of the bottle. And that's all you need for your layer on your toenails. And if you don't have enough, you just go back and you get a little bit more. Because when you dunk the entire bristle area and you don't wipe enough off, it just pools everywhere. I mean, here you can even see I've gotten it on my cuticle. And I'm going to use the little number 2 cleanup brush to get some of that off. But the layers go on much more smooth when you only use a little bit. You can always go back and get more and apply more, but when you apply too much, then you get a lot of lifting and peeling, bubbling, and you don't want that. So you're probably wondering if I'm going to tell you what happened today to ruin my day. Well, it didn't really ruin my day. It did ruin my day, but now that I've had time to process it and think about it, I'm fine. But I want you guys to live your life and be nice to people, and don't try to make somebody else look bad because you have a different opinion. Someone made a post about me today. They copied an answer that I gave someone who asked a question in a private group, and she posted it on her own page and then tried to incite negativity against me. She tried to tell people to go into other groups and to spread the word of how terrible of a person that I was, and I was just shocked. I'm like, I don't understand what's going on here. She interpreted something that I said in a way that was not true, and then used words that do not describe me or the way that I live my life or anything about it, and I was just shocked. I thought, how could somebody possibly take an answer that I've tried to help someone with their career and completely turn it against me and try to make me look bad? And then I just decided that it doesn't matter. Like, the people who follow me know me. They know my heart. They know my intentions. They know my brand. And I wasn't even going to waste my time trying to change her mind, because it would never change her mind. It doesn't matter. So I decided, no, don't waste your energy. Don't give this person any more of my time or energy. And I'm sure that anybody who would do what she was telling them to do has no effect on me, my life, the trajectory of my goals, my business, or how I try to help people. So I decided that I wasn't going to worry about it, but I'm just shocked. I just can't believe that people could be so ugly and hateful, and that's just not how I live my life. I live my life in a positive, helpful manner, and I know all of you can see that. So that's what happened today, and you all make me feel better. So thank you so much.
When you cut your toenails this short, sometimes it's tricky to get the polish on the tip of the nail and not get it on your skin.
Another aspect of our nail polish line is, do you notice how thin our bristles on our brush are? I brought back the OG nail brush for nail polishes because those big fat bristles I just couldn't tolerate. Like, there's no way. It's so difficult to polish toenails with that great big fat bristle brush. So I decided I'm bringing back the small, precise brush where it might take an extra stroke, but I'm not getting nail polish all over people's skin on every single toe.
Come here, little pinky. So this is the Meticulous Manicurist Cleanup Brush. It's on number 2, Kolinsky Sable. Thought I got more than that on my skin. Look at that, I guess. And the quick dry top coat.
Aside from removing a couple of seconds before or after when I cut a frame, this is all real time. I do not wait, 5 minutes between nail polish layers. It's one right after the other. The Meticulous Manicurist nail polish dries very quickly.
Do you want to know how you've applied your nail polish too thick? Is if you put top coat on and there's color on your brush, because it won't have enough time to dry by the time you get it back to your foot. So if you're applying top coat and you're getting nail polish on your bristles, you need to apply the coats a little thinner.
And this is the Call Me Ma'am Mango Cuticle Oil. It smells amazing. Yes, it is in a nail lacquer bottle, and that's just because you have to order like 10,000 bottles, and I wasn't going to label a bottle just cuticle oil. The bottom label on the bottle says the name of it and the ingredients. But yes, it does say nail lacquer on the front of it, just like the nail polish. All right, here's the final result, and I'll show you the bottoms of my feet. I did not apply lotion to myself. You guys should do that at home. I have high arches, don't I? Bruce thinks that my feet look funny. Thanks so much for staying for the before and after photos. I'd like to thank you for watching and supporting the Meticulous Manicurist business. Your kindness, curiosity, and commitment to healthy nails makes this journey possible. If you find value in what I do, click those like, subscribe, and share buttons to help more people find foot care that truly transforms. I hope you're all doing well, and I'll see you next week.